So today we're gonna discuss problems like obesity and why some people are really overeating. They eat way too much sometimes, and what causes all these issues. You've probably seen my videos about vector psychology, and I already talked a little bit about oral vector person. That's the vector that we're gonna discuss today, oral vector. That's the person in the tribe that started all this human sacrifice and cannibalistic stuff. It's all started from oral vector. Now in nature, if you pay attention, all predators, they eat something, like lions eat zebra, and sharks eats like other sea animals. Same thing with the humans. When we lived in ancient times, we had to we ate as you can see in nature, lions, they don't eat lion, and wolves, they don't eat other wolf, but some animals they do, or when there is a hunger and they starving, but most case scenario they don't. But oral vector, it's one of those who can eat actually other human. I'm talking right now about tribe time, about ancient times. Nowadays, these people are great comedians, storytellers, cooks. The vector, which is mouth, is most sensitive part of the body. Now, let's get back to our archetype of a child. Like, for example, when the child wants to get something and he doesn't get it, he gets frustrated. For example, he asks, Daddy, get me a phone. In my childhood, we asked for toys, cars and stuff, but nowadays kids asking for drones and phones. So it's like, Daddy, I want to get an iPhone. And it's like, we're not getting you an iPhone. And he starts crying, or he starts to become hysterical sometimes. And if you ask this child if he loves his dad or he hates his dad, like scale 1 to 10, actually, he can tell you, I hate him, 1 to 10, 10, I'll put 10. Now we do the same thing, but we take the child to the store and buy him a phone, a brand new iPhone, and ask him, do you love your dad now or you hate him? I love my dad. Scale 1 to 10, the same thing. I love him. 1 to 10, I'll put 10. Now, psychosexual delay in the person, which can cause all psychosomatics issues like stuttering, schizophrenia, autism, all that. It's psychosexual delay and issues with problems with the person. Now, the same thing with oral vector. If he goes through stress, he goes to that archetype of a child and becomes frustrated. And remember, oral vector is the one who wants to eat everybody. Now, 6 vectors of 8. If you remember, most of our vectors, like there is only 2 vectors who doesn't wanna actually harm other person, or they don't, like urethral. You remember urethral? They don't jealous. They don't want to kill like another one. They want to protect them. Now, visual vector, on the other hand, visual vector person, they cannot harm because they cannot kill the other person or the other enemy or whoever it is. But what happened is they oral is one of those 6 vectors who has these emotions of jealousy and has these emotions of frustrations, and sometimes they do get envy and all that stuff, and they don't get something, now they become frustrated. Archetype of a child, you remember, he doesn't get his toy, he becomes mad, he starts crying, he starts screaming. Adult, most likely, now they hate that person. Now they wanna, oral vector wants to eat that person. Actually, like in ancient times. Now that's their mouth. That's their sensitive part of the body. They wanna use it for their, like you can say, protection, right? Now look what happens now. They feel that emotions of harming like other person, which actually eating the other person, like wild animal, right? Like lion or tiger. And look what they do. They cannot just go on outside and start doing that. We don't live in Stone ages, but they can go to restaurant and order raw steak with blood and eat it, and probably they can even imagine that person if they want to harm. I mean, I don't have oral vectors, so I cannot tell you all that really deep their feelings, but that's the vector in the stress starts eating. They don't eat lettuce and apples. They eat meat. They want to eat the chicken. They want to eat beef because it's meat. They want to eat other one. They want to eat that meat. They start eating stress. They want to eat him. They eat that turkey. They eat that beef. They eat another hamburger and another. They don't go and eat apples and strawberries. They actually want to eat. They want to take off their stress, release their stress, release all this tension, all these negative emotions, all this, because it builds up, can build up and build obesity, diabetes, and all psychosomatics that I'm gonna cover in each video. I'm gonna explain you exactly what should be done, how to avoid that. You're not gonna have these problems. It's really big issues in some countries. It's even, especially developed countries, they have all this ability of that fast food, because in third world countries, if they don't have much of that options, maybe they eat more fish, or they'll figure out, but they have to eat during the stress. That's their vector. That's what they did all these 50 or whatever thousand years. They were eating, stress, they eating. Let's sacrifice somebody. Let's start that. They started the holiday sacrifice. You can check my olfactory vector. I'm gonna explain, by the way, next video. Probably one of the next ones I'm gonna do olfactory. I'll cover exactly what happened, but I also want to cover my next one. I'm gonna probably do about dermal, and I'm gonna explain why they lost, why people start losing that hair in our skin. So stay tuned, guys. I'll see you next video. Take care.